Hey, what's up? This is the hooligan Julian Jay, and you're watching Drinking at Moe's.
All right, everybody, taking time out before we get this show started. I want to thank Reaper Apparel for having Drinkin' Mo's be a brand ambassador for their clothing line. They got good stuff. They got t-shirts, they got hoodies, they got beanies, they got lots of great stuff, encouraging everybody to break out of their comfort zone, live their best self, and hey, it's something I try to live every day. Now, be sure when you go and you're finishing filling out your order, use the code Drinking at Moe's, get 10% off, and the link and the code will both be in the description. Let's fucking
All right,
go.
everybody, welcome. Drinking Mo's Big Mo here. You know the drill. By now, YouTube, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff, because YouTube's algorithm is a pain in the you-know-what. I am actually testing it out right now because I've heard if you don't cuss within the first 5 minutes on the YouTube version, you don't have to edit anything out. So I'm going to try to see how long I can last. But today, I'm excited to have with me the hooligan Julian Jay. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Oh, I can't complain. Got some pretty exciting personal news, and stuff for the podcast is going pretty well. So all in all, can't complain. But first thing I'd like to start off with everybody with is what got you started as a fan, and then what got you deciding to make that leap into the business?
Oh man, that's a real good question. So what got me started as a fan? It would probably be like my older cousin. Whenever I was younger, my older cousin and my uncle actually. Whenever I was younger, they would come in from town to visit, and that, they would tape over the old WCW like pay-per-views and then bring it and like pop it in and we would watch it. And I think that was my first introduction to professional wrestling, and I was mesmerized. It was like probably like maybe like five or somewhere around there.
Mm.
Um, and then what got me into it, or I guess what got me into actually like wrestling, like being a professional wrestler. Um, so like I guess I have to tell like my whole story behind it. So like so watched it whenever I was younger as a kid, loved it, but I think I got like into high school, kind of fell off a little bit, and then got to college. Um, Started playing rugby, and a bunch of my like rugby teammates were like real big into wrestling. So I started watching it again, and I'm just like, man, this is awesome. And they had more knowledge of it, so like I got introduced to the indie scene, and it
Mm.
was this is incredible. Like this is better than whatever like I was watching like back in the day. Um, and so like I stayed up with it in college and everything like that. Graduated college, went on to grad school, and you know, my fraternity brothers and I would like always mess around in the living room that we were staying in,
Yeah.
and like just do like wrestling matches inside the living room and everything. And then one of the guys popped up an idea, just like, you know what, why don't we all just go to wrestling school? I'm just like, oh man, that's a great idea. Totally should. Well, now we're here, and I'm the only one that went to the and now I'm a wrestler. But they come to support whenever they can. But yeah, so
Funny how that worked out and you're the only one left out of the group. But that's kind of similar how I got started in watching wrestling was through an uncle and a cousin, and then turns out well, I shouldn't say I'm the only one that's still watching because I've actually ran into that cousin at a WWE show before. So he is now, spreading the joy of it to his two sons. And, I'm hoping whenever my wife and I have kids that I get to do the same.
Yeah.
And, much like you with the getting started watching independent wrestling, I got started with that kind of late because I was actually stationed with the Navy in San Diego and just Googled pro wrestling in San Diego. And then boom, I just went. And here I am now having friends in the business here, making my commentary debut soon. So I'm like, holy crap, if I one little Google search when I was in San Diego, and then here I am.
Yeah, man, that's how it is.
Oh, yeah. Now, you brought up rugby, and I'm guessing with your in-ring persona, there's a lot, because, I've seen promo pictures, a lot of rugby influence in your in-ring persona. How did that come about? Was the rugby influence in there early, and did the training for and practice for rugby, did that kind of help out, like kind of prepare your body for what you might expect with wrestling training?
So yeah, it totally did. Just like with the constant impact, of like the mat, like getting slammed, getting hit, all that stuff. Like it totally did for sure. Like for anyone that's not, you know, familiar with rugby, or for anybody that is, like, understand it is a tough sport. Like, um, so yeah, I would have to say that. But yes, my persona does have a lot to do with like that rugby background. Actually, as a matter of fact, like the only reason why I, rock the Shamrock in my logo is because my college team is the Slippery Rock Shamrocks.
Ah,
Yeah, so that's kind of that was a nod to my rugby past. The green, also a nod to my rugby past.
yeah.
Um, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm an admirer of rugby. I can't say I'm an expert on it by any means. Like when I happen to catch it on TV, I'll watch. But yeah, that's one hell of a rugged sport right there. Like you get a lot of the impact of NFL type football, but without the pads.
Yeah.
It gets kind of crazy from what I remember watching, and I can imagine the impact that you take, taking bumps in the ring. Yeah, the rigors of rugby, I would imagine, helped kind of prepare your body a little bit.
Yeah. So much so that I'll even say this, like playing rugby toward my bicep. I've had about like maybe 2 or 3 concussions playing rugby. Um, I've had my balls stepped on. I've had every ounce of my body stepped on. um, so like whenever I enter the ring, like that's not really happening to me inside of the ring. And if it does, I'm withstanding it. So like if that gives you any type of idea of like, what I think is tougher. Not to say that wrestling isn't tough, it is,
Yeah.
But like I think like I had an edge coming into training.
Yeah, I would say that's a pretty safe bet there. I know, hell, with the football when I still played, yeah, I like at least one concussion that I remember, doing special teams, and somebody came at me from the other end and just plowed me over. And then I get up, take a couple steps, and I just fell right back down. That was the last I remembered for a little bit. And getting trampled. I still got a mark on my wrist from where I broke it in a football game once.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're a part of a group called the Brotherhood. How did that come about for people outside of your general area that might not be as familiar with you and your character and the Brotherhood? How did it come about?
Yeah, FOE, family over everything. Shout out to Mike Bonner and RJ Booker. Uh, so I guess how we came about is honestly like during training. We just talked about how awesome it would be for us like to as three black men like just get together and just like start dominating, you know?
Mm.
And so it started off so like the first initial thing started off with Mike and I, and we were doing our tag team thing, and then RJ was finishing up training, and then once he was done with training, like he would join on. And that leads us to what we are now. So yeah, it's a good little group we got going on, and it's nice too, because we bounce ideas off of each other, trying to stay in character and all that, But so
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And now especially like there's that empowerment that I'm seeing with a lot of different black personas, like not so much on the kind of goofy side of things like the New Day, which nothing wrong with them.
yeah,
They're great talents, and they've lasted as a group as long as they have for a reason.
yeah,
But I'm thinking right now of people like Shane Taylor and Shane Taylor Promotions. That is just like these just total badasses that like you almost just holy crap. I hope I don't have to go against them because you just know you're in for a night.
yeah, yeah. Shout out to Rev Ron Hunt too on Shane Taylor Promotions.
Mm.
Um, so here's a fun fact about Shane Taylor is he went to Slip. He went to Slippery Rock just like I did. We didn't go at the same time, obviously, because I'm a little bit younger. But yeah, it come from the same background.
No kidding. Yeah, I've actually had a member of Shane Taylor Promotions on a while back, JD Griffey, and he was, oh God, I'm trying to think. The match that I remembered, it was coming up. Swerve and Keith Lee were still teaming together, and it was against Shane Taylor and JD Griffey at I want to say one of the final battle pay-per-views, and it was cool getting to talk to him before that. And hell, he's one of the greatest Ring of Honor TV champs.
Mm-hmm.
Like the run he had with that, and then hell, you can even throw in probably one of the greatest Ring of Honor 6-man champs, because Shane Taylor Promotions had one hell of a run with that too. So with the Brotherhood, two of the promotions that when doing my homework for the episode, I love learning about new places, new promotions, and hell, new groups. So with 814 Wrestling, I'm not as familiar with them. So for people, much like we did with explaining the Brotherhood, what does the Brotherhood got going on there?
Well, we are the tag team champions at 814. We just had a battle with Rev Ron Hunt and Ramses. I'm proud to say that we were victorious and kept our belts. But yeah, that's what we got going on. We're defending those titles Freebird, like with the Freebird rules. So like it could be any combination of the three of us on any given pay-per-view. Sorry, well, any given event. So yeah, that's we got that chemistry going on.
Definitely. And then
You said
prospect. Oh, go
no,
ahead.
yep, you were about to say it. I was just like, you said you did your research.
Prospect Pro Wrestling. Now, again, with them, it's another promotion I'm maybe not as familiar with, but with the podcast, I've definitely been able to learn about new places and become fans of people that I might not have been as familiar with before. What does the Brotherhood got going on there?
Word, word, word. So if you said, like you did your research, like you say you did, then you would know that the Brotherhood is the first and, from my understanding, the only tag team in Njpw history to hold the tag team belts 2 times.
Nice. That's always good to be the first to do something.
Yeah.
Nobody can take that away from you. Now, I did see also that it was listed working International Wrestling Cartel. I've heard little bits about them, but again, I'm constantly learning about new stuff. And for people that watch this that might be outside of your area, what do you have going on there?
So we haven't been there in a little bit. However, all three of us, that's where we trained out of
Okay,
with the Iron City Wrestling Academy here in Pittsburgh, PA. So that's the cloth that we're cut from.
gotcha.
Um,
Yeah, hell, Pittsburgh, quite the tradition, sports tradition out there. Steelers, Penguins, somewhat Pirates, but I mean, they're. I mean,
and it's
I'm a
oh,
Padres guy myself.
it's a little rough right now, but I'm hoping we do something good here soon. We got that new pitcher that just came up, Skeens. He's legit. Watched him pitch on Saturday. I'm hoping
Nice.
it comes from it, man. Because this city we need a World Series, or at least just even a contending team, man.
That yeah, much like my Padres. We
Yep.
held the what was it a year or two ago that probably got the closest they've been since '98 to the World Series. So that was for me being a lifelong fan ever since the days of like Tony Gwynn, and that was a proud moment for me. And hopefully, so far this year not so bad. So we'll see if it holds out. And yeah, Pittsburgh definitely not so much. Just well, really any professional sports. It'd be nice to get them another title in there, or at least be in contention, much like how I think with my team. Now, being a part of a tag team, they're in a group, there is, you know, opportunities to also do single stuff. Do you prefer, being the part of the team and the team mindset, or do you like to venture out and do, you know, the single stuff whenever you can?
Ooh. I like doing both. Um. Hmm. Yeah, man, you put me on the spot here. Uh, I do like working singles a little bit more, because like I feel like the tag team, and granted, like it's something that we're always continuously working on our team chemistry, like doing different moves, like how to like you know iron out like all of the wrinkles in matches and just like be on, yeah, again, like being on the same page and stuff like that. We get a lot of chance to work on that because a lot of the matches we have are tag team matches. So like, at least for me, and I feel like the guys would say this too. The other guys would say this too, but like at least for me, like I know like whenever we get a chance to do singles, like it's just us, you know? So like we're working on like our individual like, performances, you
Yeah.
know.
No, I can get that. It's nice to, be a part of a team, but when you really find what you're made of when it's just you out there,
Yeah.
for sure. Now, trying to my notes here. All right, so I got a few things here, two categories. I got my name game and then a little bit of an extended random question. So with the name game, I name off some people, give me quick thoughts on them. And, I try to theme it towards the guess as much as possible. And,
Okay.
with the team aspect, a lot of these are teams that I think when looking at the Brotherhood, I think these would be some killer matches for you guys. So, first one, FTR.
Mm. Name
Yeah.
badasses.
Yeah, like what the first, what thoughts on FTR and the other people that I'll be mentioning in a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
what are your immediate thoughts when you think of them?
I like kind of like the like they're like just from like even like whenever they were in the WWE, their whole thing was just like that they're like old school, like knock 'em around, like strong style wrestlers, and that's kind of like that's kind of our thing. Like that's kind of what we're running with. So like I feel like if we were ever so lucky to face them in a ring, I feel like that would be a great match. Just like because like it would be a compliment of like their style. Just
Oh
be a
yeah,
what is that? When Big E says like just a bunch of meaty men
big
bumming,
meaty men slapping meat.
yeah, slapping meat.
Yeah,
Exactly
that
what.
would definitely be one of those matches. And yeah, that is that is kind of the style that I definitely enjoyed out of them. That intense old school, just knock the snot out of you action. That yeah. What was the saying that they had for a while? No flips, just fists.
Yeah,
Definitely fits. And yeah, the clash between you guys, which I would like to think with AEW being a little more uh indie friendly, and their talents getting to be out in the independents, a little more than let's say WWE, which surprisingly they're letting certain people out, but you know hell, AEW, they've been doing it, so who knows? Maybe it'll be able to happen.
yeah, yeah. Anything is possible.
All right, now we kind of talked about them a little bit. Shane Taylor Promotions.
That I think is like a dream match. I think we've been trying to work. We've been trying to work on that. Like we gotta end a little bit, um, or just even like any instance of Shane Taylor Promotions. But like that, yeah. For I can say this, and I can speak for the whole group. That is a dream match of ours. You know, so somewhere, hopefully down the line, that happens. So
Oh yeah, no, that you know in hell we talked a little bit about empowerment. Two strong black teams being able to go in there and collide and to really show everybody what both groups are made of, that would be something special.
mhm.
All right, now these guys rubbing some people the wrong way right now, but
Ooh.
hell, there's a reason. Like I like to say, there's a reason that they've had the success that they've had. Talking about the Young Bucks.
Hmm. Whenever they were doing like their little like vlogs on YouTube, I would follow them like religiously. Like I had a notification on like whenever the newest episode came out and everything, and I would watch it. Um, but they're not particularly my favorite at this moment. It's not to say that they're not. Of course, they gave us they were the reasons why we have AEW, or one of the reasons why we have AEW.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like they're great, they're entertaining, but they are not they're not my cup of tea at this moment.
Mm.
So
No,
I'm not on my way to watch the Young Bucks match. Not to say that they aren't good. You
yeah.
know, not
I can get you. Yeah, let's say the Young Bucks of New Japan and Ring of Honor back in those days, probably a little more my speed too.
yeah.
The Young Bucks now, yeah. I mean, it's interesting where this character turn with them is going. So we'll see. I'm not completely off of them yet, but it'll be interesting. Now, here is a team that, much like FTR, they have a bit of a no nonsense, just strong style approach. Talking about Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, the New Catch Republic.
Hmm. Hmm. I need to think about that one. I've seen some of their stuff. They work really well together. I can say that.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I was watching them last night on Raw, and yeah, no, I'm glad that Pete Dunne is off of the whole Butch thing.
yeah, that
That
was weird.
yeah, that was a little weird. Like, I get that they've had the whole, well, before they had the whole switching people's names thing, but it's like literally he had been known as Pete Dunne the entire time he had been, NXT main roster, whatever. It's like, so it's like, we know who that is. Why are you changing his name?
Yeah, like Dewdrop.
Oh God. Oh, don't get me started on that. Oh
Dewdrop.
my God. Like
That sounds, that
I
sounds kind of.
over oh go ahead.
I'm just saying, like that name sounded kind of offensive, honestly. Dewdrop.
Yeah,
Or Dewdrop.
yeah. No, God dang. Yeah, no, I remember that one. And I remember was it Eva Marie was she was the one that that whole storyline, and then thinking I had heard a while back about somebody said that she's having talks with going back to WWE, and I just made this little short TikTok thing where I stitched in, oh God, what was it, the Office, where the guy's like, no, God, please, no. Yeah, because nobody wants that. She's much better off now. Hell, the team that she has going with Chelsea Green. Now that, like, for what they're supposed to be doing, they're doing a good job of it. Now, this last one here, not so much of a tag team, but it's somebody that I have met that I think, with your build and his build, that it would be one hell of a match. Jeff Cobb.
Mm. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. So you got the tour, like So he's got the tour of the island. I know that's his finisher. Um, but I do something a little bit similar. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like a hold on, like give him an Irish whip, hold on, bring in, um, for a sidewalk slam. Yeah, for a sidewalk slam, go out. So like a lot of people say, oh, that's like similar to a tour of an island. It's just like, yeah, yeah, it kind of is. But like, so I've met Jeff Cobb actually at an IWC show whenever I was training. That was like I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. So, um, I feel like that would be a good match. That would be another good match or my dream another dream match.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I just remember when looking up pictures and stuff. I was like, you know what? Damn, that would be a good one because I actually one of my hobbies behind me. I got a whole collection of signed figures. One of my You know what? I actually have them in order. The third one I ever got was actually Jeff Cobb, and it
yeah.
was at a show for Warrior Wrestling down in St. Louis, and he was going up against, well, he's backed by Bronson Reed, but he was going by Jonah at the time.
Mm,
And oh my God, talk about a hoss fight.
I can imagine. I would love
Like,
to see.
oh God, I have clips on both YouTube and on TikTok of Jeff Cobb suplexing Jonah. And goddamn, that ring shook like
I,
crazy. And like the way those guys would chop each other, like I was close enough, you could see the individual beads of sweat just flying off of them. And that right there, you talk about, dream match for you. Yeah, no, that would be a match I would definitely pay to see for sure.
yeah, you can
All
call
right.
it the battle of the singlets.
Ah, like it. All right. Now I have some random questions. Some might be wrestling related, some might not be, some might have nothing to do with anything we've talked about so far. That's why they're random. So I give you the question, you give me first answer that pops in your head.
Okay.
First one, craziest in match moment for you.
Hmm. Um, said the first thing that pops in my head. So this is the first thing that popped in my head, and then I thought of something else. So, craziest in-ring moment. It would be my first, like, so the first street fight match that I had. All right. I got sent through a table,
Oh,
and that was interesting. Yeah,
yeah.
but it was cool. Like
Oh,
made the place a mess, and that match was against the Gambino brothers. If you've ever heard of them,
you know what? The name sounds familiar.
yeah, Marshall
Yeah.
and Gambino. Check them out if you can.
Well,
Um,
I definitely will be. But yeah, no, I've definitely seen some crazy matches and crazy moments. Some of them with tables, even. Like, oh God, one involving a table on fire, which was actually at the last uh, show for Revolver, Sammy Callahan's promotion. And it was, oh God, what is his name? He was on Cobra Kai, and I'm blanking on his name right now. But he went up against Matt Cardona, and wouldn't you know, Bully Ray ends up coming out and helping him put uh, Cardona through a table on fire. And then I think all I really have to say for the other crazy moments that I've witnessed is literally just say matches with the second gear crew. Manders, Mance Warner, Matthew Justice. Holy crap.
yeah, I've seen Matthew Justice matches in person. And there's always blood. There's always craziness going on, but man, is it entertaining.
I've seen him jump off scaffolding twice. I've seen, you know, doors getting swung like bats. I've seen people getting thrown off of scaffolding and through chairs and glass and stuff. Like, I've actually got to tell them the joke that their matches might as well be sponsored by Home Depot. They got a laugh out of it, so I'm like, okay, cool, win for me. But what is a crazy moment, just for you watching as a fan? Like one that you remember off the top of your head.
Oh man. I have to think about that one. Uh
Because yeah, there's everybody, we just not all too long ago just got off of WrestleMania 40, and the talk around then was a lot of everybody has their favorite WrestleMania moments and this and that. So there, and with pro wrestling in general, there's so many moments out there that people can pick from that it can be kind of hard to choose. I can imagine.
I'm gonna go with like the first, like whenever AEW started to get popular, they came through Pittsburgh like in their first year, and I can't remember exactly who it was. Um, but I saw this guy like he just did like a he just did like a flip from like the corner from one of the turnbuckles out onto the guy, and that's the first time I've ever seen anything like that, and I was just stunned. I was just like, what the hell? That was awesome. Like, so I'm gonna have to go with that one. That was crazy, at least to me. Like, I'm just like, wow. Like,
Oh yeah, no, I definitely, one of my
wish I could
favorite.
remember who it was.
You know what? I'm trying to, because there's so many people they have on that roster that could have done that.
Yeah,
That it's kind of hard to remember, especially going back that far. But not well, this was like a year or so ago. They were in Kansas City and they actually had the Kingo in, and he went up against Kenny Omega. And I was there, and they had Kenny set up on a table on the outside, and Vikingo did this like flip over the top rope, and it looked like the back of his head almost hit the ring apron.
mm-hmm.
And that was insane, being able to be there to see that. Now, with rugby and wrestling, there's a lot of training, a lot of getting yourself pumped up, psyched up, and a lot of people like to have different songs, different music, stuff that gets them motivated. What would be some songs on a pump up playlist for you?
So it would have a lot of Travis Scott on it for sure. One song by Travis Scott is Upper Echelon. It would have a lot of hip hop for sure. Maybe like a few, like some few like rock songs sprinkled in there. More specific, like Rage Against the Machine.
Mm.
I'm trying to think. Maybe like it was a Foo Fighters song.
Mm.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's like, all my life I've been searching for something, that song would be on there.
Okay. Yeah, people would, when looking at me, wouldn't think that I would be into too much hip hop. People like when I was in the Navy thought I was the most country looking dude ever. Like, yeah, I like my country music. Hell, I have a autographed guitar from one of my favorite country singers hanging up on my wall right now. But I do enjoy some hip hop, and when thinking of songs that really pump me up out of it, uh, I used to work with kids with addiction issues, and they started playing Tech Nine straight out the gates. And I'm like, holy crap! Like, just the flow and the intensity of the song, and then there's two songs right now from Method Man that come to mind. Is "Bring the Pain." That's a good classic, and then I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it's one that he did with Busta Rhymes that I'm like, okay, this is like just the flow of it just gets me excited. And like, if I were, trying to get pumped up for a game or a wrestling match, those songs would definitely be on my list.
I'm trying to
All right.
think. Yeah. You ever heard I'm pretty sure you probably heard like Wu-Tang, like Method
Oh
Man
yeah. Yeah.
song, fire song. Love that
Oh
song.
yeah. Oh, there's a lot of Wu-Tang you can put on there. All right. Now, I mentioned, I got some of my hobbies displayed behind me here. Some stuff you can't see because it's way up top there. Now, I know wrestling can take up a lot of time, keeping an in-ring shape and stuff. But what would you say is a hobby you have, if any? Because, time constraints.
Wrestling. Wrestling is a hobby. I'm just kidding. No, it is. I wouldn't say it's a hobby, but yeah, it's like I'm actually living and I'm working it. But with that being said, I'm real like into like comic books,
Okay.
sneakers, um, and sports like we were talking about. So like I love all my local sports teams, Pittsburgh Pirates, Steelers, Penguins. So all
Yeah.
that. But like I have some figurines here. This is perfect
Oh, okay.
because this is the Marvel Lucha Libre edition of like the Funko Pops and everything.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I've
yeah,
definitely got my fair share of those. Like, I even got a few autographed ones.
yeah,
Like Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger, got
rest
one
in,
by him. And growing up, it was always pro wrestling and Ninja Turtles for me. Like that, like, I loved it. I actually got to meet the voice behind Michelangelo from the original cartoon. I got one signed by him.
that's dope.
And the guy behind Splinter from the first two movies, same convention, got a Splinter one signed. So the Ninja Turtle fan in me was really happy. But yeah,
Oh,
no,
did you read
definitely.
speaking about Ninja Turtles and comics, did you read Last Ronin at all?
You know what? I'm trying to remember where I have it, but yes, I actually have the hardback of the whole story.
Fire.
Yeah, that was a damn good book.
Good. It was really good.
Oh yeah, like, and I'm hearing, I need to get into getting some more of them, but I've seen stuff on different other stories in the Ninja Turtle universe, and I'm like, holy crap, okay, maybe I need to start getting back into those, because I don't have too many comic books that I've kept. That would be one. I actually have the first appearance of Krang, Bebop, and Rocksteady.
Mm-hmm.
I have that one. And then, oh God, there's the issue 1 of Spawn and Savage Dragon. like mint. Like I should
Mm.
send that damn thing out to be graded.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know anywhere around me that I could take to send it off for. But yeah, no, I'm somewhat into comic books, but I guess myself, I like collecting stuff based off of my favorite characters from different
Right.
books. I don't have so much of, you know, my comic books, but my
Yeah.
favorite characters from them. Oh God, yeah. Nope. I got a whole like the speaking of Funkos, the line they did for Avengers Endgame and Infinity War.
Hmm.
Oh, I got a whole mess of those. And I think the only Chase Funko Pop that I have is actually a Black Adam one.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I'm slowly getting more into comic books because you know I probably need to read a little more,
Yeah.
read for fun, and my whole thing with that is I feel like for it to get me to the point where I'm like actually reading through the whole thing and not dozing off halfway through, it's got to
Right.
really catch my attention. And
Hmm.
I'm thinking, comic books might be a little more my speed with that because, there's also the visual aspect of it. So, all right. Now, this one's kind of a two-parter here because everybody's got their favorite and they've also got a least favorite, but favorite and least favorite food.
Favorite and least favorite food. Ooh. First thing that comes to mind, Italian food.
All
More
right.
specific, more specifically, chicken parm.
Okay, that's good. That's a good one. How about least favorite?
Least favorite's a little hard.
Because yeah, for people like me, I'm not really a picky eater. So figuring out a least favorite like you would be a little on the tougher side.
I will say one thing, like chitlins. If you've ever heard of that.
I have, yeah.
I can't stand them.
Okay.
Chitlins, because they stink. Peas, I hate. Like
Oh,
I eat peas. Like I'll
straight.
eat like
Oh,
I'll eat it in stuff. Like if it's like in a like a bet like like fried rice or like a
mhm.
vegetable fry like a vegetable medley, I'll eat them. But like just like a plate of peas or like a bowl of peas, that's disgusting. It's the disgusting thing in the world.
I completely agree with you. Straight peas, I can't do it. If it's in like a casserole or fried rice or something, then I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll eat it because especially fried rice, they're kind of sparingly in there. But yeah, no, straight peas, I can't do it. But Italian food, chicken parm, great. My personal favorite, lasagna. Like
Yeah.
my wife constantly gives me shit whenever we go to a Italian restaurant that she's like, you don't even need the menu. You know what you're getting. I'm like, what if I want to try something different? It's like,
Yeah.
you're not going to though. I'm like, yeah, all right. But yeah, no, lasagna, give me that any day, and I'll be just as happy as anything.
Yeah. I'll either take chicken parm or like baked ziti. I think is my
Ooh,
second. I love a good baked ziti.
that is good. Good choices. Now, with the name of a show like I have, I would feel weird if I didn't have this question in here. Favorite drink, whether it be alcoholic or non, or shit, name one of each.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm gonna name one of each. I'm gonna give you both. Favorite drink? Uh I absolutely love Coke Zero.
Okay.
You see the smile on my face? I love it. Like Coke Zero, I think tastes better than regular Coke. Some people may disagree with me. I don't care. I like what I like.
Hey,
Okay?
I like it too. I like it too. But
I've been
alcoholic.
uh I've been trying to find the cherry vanilla Coke
Ooh.
Zero.
You know what? I think I actually have seen that at some
Yeah,
places.
yeah, I can't find it here though.
Hmm.
But I'll my favorite alcoholic beverage, and I'm a Yinzer, so that means I'm from Pittsburgh. My favorite alcoholic beverage is Icy Light, more specifically Icy Light Mango. But yeah,
Hmm. Hmm. That sounds delicious.
yes, it is.
Man, if I get out there, I'm gonna need to try that. Now, Coke Zero, I like it. I'm a bit more of a Dr. Pepper fiend though.
Hey, that's okay.
Everybody's got their own taste, but yeah,
Yeah,
my wife likes to give me shit anytime she's going out to the grocery store and like, you need anything? And if I say Dr. Pepper, she's like, you always need Dr. Pepper. I'm like, I ran out. What do you want?
you tried that. They have what is that coconut like coconut cream or
Yeah,
something like that Dr. Pepper. I have some in my fridge upstairs. Uh,
I have tried it, and it was weird for me because I first tried it in one like a 20-ounce bottle. For some reason, I couldn't really taste the coconutty flavor in it. But when I had it in a can,
hmm,
all of a sudden I could.
hmm.
It was weird. Although the only other Dr. Pepper flavor shit that it wasn't bad, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to get it is the strawberry one.
Yep, I agree with you 100%. It's just like, there's nothing really special about this.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I tried it. It was all right, but yeah, not too wild about it. All right, now we talked about crazy moments, and all that, but here's a thing, one for questions that gets asked a lot too, in the pro wrestling world. All-time favorite.
All time favorite wrestler,
Yeah.
the, the Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
all,
Can't argue there. My personal favorite, got a whole bunch of his stuff behind me here. Stone Cold Steve Austin, they got that history there that, good Lord, spanned, you know, God dang, that was like better part of a decade and
yeah.
spanned multiple titles.
You know what? I think the first WWE pay-per-view event that I went to was the main event wasn't it wasn't no what it wasn't no they didn't face each other. So I think it was Stone Cold versus Kurt Angle, and then I think it was The Rock versus um Booker T, but I could be wrong. I don't know. It was Unforgiven 2001 in Pittsburgh. And the main
Okay.
event, Kurt Angle. I think he went up against Stone Cold. I can't remember.
Yeah,
But
I'd have to look that one up. Wait,
but yeah,
dang.
but I did get to see The Rock wrestle though in his prime. So like that was awesome.
You,
And I got
you know,
to
oh,
wrestle in his I got to see all of them wrestle. So like yeah, that's the era that I grew up with. So
no, my first WWE show I went to that was like a TV taping
yeah.
was actually the night that he, as Rocky Maivia, lost the Intercontinental title to Owen Hart.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Oh, that was something. And then I got to see Stone Cold too that night. He was in that feud with Bret Hart, and he was chasing them around with an axe handle. And my favorite tag team of all time, the Legion of Doom. I actually got to see them too. So I got to see like two of my absolute favorites in one show. So I was like the proverbial kid in a candy store.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, that was a fun time. And hell, they're actually going to be here in Omaha exactly a week after my birthday. So, hoping the wife knows, hey, perfect birthday present. So we'll see. We will see. All right. Now, last but not least here, best advice you have for anybody wanting to get into wrestling.
Just stay at it. I know it's cliche, but like just keep at it because you're gonna have like days like whenever you're in training and you're starting to second guess yourself, just like, is this really what I want to do? Um push yourself through that, because at the end of it, I mean, you get to call yourself a professional wrestler. And then, everything that the legends had to do, like you're having to do like now, or you did, and also respect everybody, show respect, say hello to people that you don't even know, just introduce yourself. Like respect goes a long way. Like not and that's not even just like inside of wrestling, that's just life.
Oh yeah, anywhere, yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
like definitely great advice. I've actually seen the respect one used in person, because when the show that I met Jeff Cobb and Bronson Reed at, they also had Alex Coughlin versus Uemura. And when they came in, they were some of the first to literally go, because my podcast was there. Whether you were a podcaster, merch seller, whatever, they went around to everybody, shook their hands, introduced themselves, and yeah, let's just say good first impression right off the bat. All right. Well, before we go, where can people find you and the Brotherhood on social media? So if they don't already have their eyes on you guys, they can go ahead and get them there.
all right. Well, you can find me personally on Instagram. You can also find me on Facebook. Type in the Hooligan Julian Jay. It should come right up. On both Instagram and Facebook. I also have a Twitter. It's under the same Hooligan Julian Jay. I don't really use the Twitter as much, but I'm on there too. As far as the Brotherhood is concerned, if you type in the Brotherhood, I think Brotherhood 2122, I think is what it is. We come right up, and that's where we post all of our matches and everything like that, clips, promos, the whole nine.
Okay.
Yeah. And our pages, so like all three of our pages, so like Mike Bonner, RJ Booker, they're on the Brotherhood page as well. They're in the caption, they're in the bio. And if you find me, if you find my Instagram page, my personal one, or my my worker page one, you'll find the Brotherhood Instagram as well.
All right. Yeah. No, we will definitely get all of that in the description of the episode so people can get their eyes on you guys. But that is about all I have for now. I can hear my dog rumbling around upstairs like he's ready for his damn dinner. And he's a fully grown English bulldog, so he's a tank.
Nice.
So I better go get him taken care of. But thank you for taking the time to talk to me tonight. It was a fun time. Best of luck out there, you and the Brotherhood, keeping a hold of the tag titles. And you know what? Winning some in some other promotions too.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.